Straight ahead on 12 News, a local school with a new focus.
So there's estimation going on, there's problem solving going on.
And now there's a waiting list to get in. Then earning perks when you eat out. But first, a murder leaves a family in need.
I mean, it's going to be a struggle, but we'll get by.
12 News starts right now.
A month after a Robbinsdale mom was murdered, her family is struggling to make ends meet. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Johnson.
And I'm Alexandra Renslow. Police say 27-year-old Jennifer Smith was killed by a man she had known for years. 72-year-old Ronald West shot Smith and then turned the gun on himself. As Sonia Goins tells us now, Smith's family is trying to get back on their feet.
This was the last time that we were all together. It was just this past Labor Day weekend. And
Susan Brose is remembering happier days.
this is her and Kaylee.
When her only child was still alive.
She smiled, she laughed a lot. She loved her kids more than anything.
And she was just a nice person.
5-year-old Adam, 10-year-old Hannah, and 13-year-old Kayla will never get to hug their mother again. Kayla says she misses her mom,
This was my mom.
the one she calls her best friend.
I don't want them to remember my mom as the person who was murdered. I want them to remember her as someone who was nice to everyone and who cared about someone.
We're going to miss her not being able to see the kids grow up, not seeing her Kaylee go to the prom, and you know, she missed Adam's first day of school, missed watching all of them grow up.
All those memories were taken away on September 14th when a former neighbor shot Jennifer Smith.
And when I got over there in the Robbinsdale Police Department, there were sheriffs and everybody, and then they told me that she was dead.
Little 5-year-old Adam was the one to find his mother's body. She had multiple gunshot wounds and was lying in a pool of blood. He went next door and told neighbors his mother wasn't moving.
One day we were at the playground and I asked him, I said, do you think mom's coming back? And he said, yeah, when she gets out the hospital. And I told him that she was never coming back, and he was like, I know.
Knowing that she's not going to be around for her kids anymore. And then my only child is gone.
Now Brose has to step up and be not only grandmother, but mother too.
You know, everybody keeps telling me that they can't believe what a strong person I am. I don't have a choice. I don't have the luxury of breaking down and staying in bed all day long.
While the burden is hard, Brose knows Jennifer's spirit lives in her grandchildren.
It's going to be a struggle, but we'll get by. We'll do what we have to do.
Sonia Goins, 12 News.
If you would like to help out, a fundraiser is planned for November 18th at the Shortstop Bar in Fridley. You can also donate at any Wells Fargo bank.
Funeral services are planned for a 25-year-old murder victim from Brooklyn Park. They will be held on Thursday. Cordell Dalton was shot and killed in North Minneapolis last week by men wearing masks. A family member says Dalton was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I've been voicing out about peace and speaking out about stopping the violence for years and years, and it's a hurting thing in your heart when you see the response of active violence still present in our communities.
KG Wilson says so far Minneapolis police have no suspects in the case.
A Brooklyn Park woman has admitted to lying about being a victim of Hurricane Katrina. 30-year-old Bianca McCarter pleaded guilty in federal court to theft of public money from FEMA. McCarter admitted she told FEMA that she lived in New Orleans in 2005 when Katrina hit the Gulf Coast, but she was actually living in Brooklyn Park. FEMA gave her more than $34,000 in disaster assistance. She could face prison time and fines. A week before the election, the Hennepin County Board votes to oppose the photo ID amendment for voters.
Opponents say it's an unfunded mandate that will cost local governments. And one county commissioner says it's not appropriate for them to tell voters how to vote.
At least as long as I've been up here, we have not been in the business of urging our constituents to vote a certain way on a ballot. We've taken positions on legislation, but we haven't tried to instruct our constituents how to vote.
I think we're going to spend millions of dollars at the county level. You can, Commissioner Jeff Johnson, you can say whatever they want to say at the legislature about the state will issue, but I think we've all been on the short end of that.
Those opposed to the amendment say there's no evidence in Hennepin County of voters not being who they say they are, but supporters say voter fraud is underreported because it's hard to detect. Well, there is a lot of talk about making sure students are learning 21st century skills and are prepared for the future.
As several hundred elementary students are on a waiting list to get into the Robbinsdale School District's brand new School of Engineering and Arts. It's an innovative approach to 21st century learning.
Tell me about your engineering design that you did here. Tell me about it, guys. What
It's
did you
engineering
decide to do?
design for kindergartners in Julie Pitkin's class.
We put the pumpkin in here,
Okay.
so it wouldn't break.
And why did that design work?
5-year-olds learning problem solving, estimation, calculations, and critical thinking, all while expanding their vocabulary.
One day we had an aha moment. We were working on stability and structures, and all of a sudden in the block area the kids stopped what they were doing and said, "Mrs. Pitkin, our structure isn't very stable." I would not have had that conversation last year.
That's because this new Magnet School of Engineering and Arts takes a different approach to learning. No regurgitation of facts here.
Pretty easy, right?
The emphasis here is on science, technology, engineering, digital arts, and mathematics, also known as STEAM, and the students are learning it all at once.
I'm still modeling handwriting, and yes, we're still learning what A looks like and how to say A properly, but we're doing it in an engineering and scientific method.
We're using an integrative approach so that language standards are being met at the same time as math standards is being met at the same time as science standards.
Program coordinator Kara Rickenberg says the school currently has a waiting list of 330 as parents seek out schools where science, math, and technology is embedded in the curriculum
How many pumpkin seeds do you think are on here?
and mirrors the world in which these kids live.
It's what our kids are doing. This is their world. This is their life. When we brought our kindergartners into the computer lab here for the very first time, they sat down and started swiping the monitor. They had no idea how to use the keypad.
It's true. The school opened this fall with 430 students, but 1,800 applied to get into the school's lottery system. Coming up, local restaurants are going digital to keep regular customers coming back.
And later in sports, Wayzata's girls soccer team shoots for a spot in the state championship game.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast. Small businesses use loyalty programs to keep customers coming back.
But at some local restaurants, those loyalty punch cards are a thing of the past. In today's Money Savers, Renee Bonneau shows you how rewards points are getting a digital makeover.
At Sawatdee in Maple Grove, the dining room's full of familiar faces.
80% of customers are your loyal customers and customers that keep coming back. And you would just tap to Belly.
General Manager Cindy Harrison is rewarding those customers through Belly, a free digital loyalty program.
This is something where every time they come in, they get recognized and they can accumulate points, which then are used for different fun things.
Here you earn 5 points for each visit. Save up points to redeem some pretty unique rewards. For 50 points, get a free cookbook. 500 points, get a free cooking class.
Definitely our loyal customers come in and they are excited to scan their card. And it's great because then they can use it at other places too, besides just here.
Other places like Birdtown Cafe in Robbinsdale.
I was kind of in the market looking for something to do other than the old style, grandma and grandpa, the old punch card thing. It's kind of outdated, so.
Like offer quirky perks and not just free food.
You don't even have to give away things. You can make it where after so many points, they can name something on the menu.
Belly acts like dozens of store rewards cards in one. You can use the Belly card at about 80 participating shops and restaurants in the Twin Cities to earn points for each individual business.
Belly users can either use a traditional card you put in your wallet or on your keychain, or for you techies, there's an app for that.
In just a month, about 100 customers signed up with Belly at Birdtown Cafe. As an added bonus, the restaurant's owner wants frequent diners to weigh in on what rewards he should offer.
Well, the more they come here, the more money they spend here, the more we're willing to give them and show them that we appreciate their business.
Renee Bonneau, 12 News.
Now, other Northwest Metro locations using the system include El Toro in Robbinsdale and Mort's Delicatessen in Golden Valley. Well, coming up, what else will be on the streets for Halloween?
And up next in sports, Hopkins and Wayzata go head-to-head in a key playoff volleyball match. We'll be right back.
John Jacobson with Sports Now. Osseo Football, a pretty good team. They may find out how good later this week.
You get a big challenge on Friday night. There's no doubt about that. It is a big week in prep football in the area with some great matchups as the teams battle for spots in the state playoffs. The Osseo Orioles take on perennial powerhouse Eden Prairie. The Orioles, the number 2 seed in Section 5, host the Eagles, the number 3 seed in Section 6 in the new Class 6A section crossover format. There's no doubt Eden Prairie has been the best big school program in Minnesota since the mid-1990s, with 7 titles in the past 16 seasons. That includes last year's championship. They do have 2 losses this year to Edina and Wayzata. Osseo is ready to take a shot at the Eagles.
Historically, they're very good. They're a very good team this year. The matchup will be a good matchup. It's at our place, so we'll use that to our advantage. And we have a good game plan for this week, so see how it goes.
Really excited. It's just a big opportunity for us to showcase everything and how far we've come since the beginning of the season. So it's a really good opportunity, and I'm looking forward to it.
Osseo beat Anoka 28-7 in the first round of the playoffs. The final regular season game against a tough Tutino Grace club that has some similarities to Eden Prairie should help prepare the Orioles for this meeting, but only to a point.
Yeah, but Eden Prairie is just even more physical than Tutino. I mean, Tutino had a little finesse and flash, and they'd go wide, but Eden Prairie just comes at you. So you better be ready to stop some physical football and some big kids and some good athletes.
The Orioles and Eagles kick off Friday at 7 o'clock at John Hanson Stadium at Carlton Field. Wayzata's girls soccer team is no stranger to indoor play. The defending Class AA champions look to get back to the title game. The Trojans faced Blaine in the Class AA semifinals. Kylie Schwartz wins the race to the loose ball and scores with a nice shot just inside the post. 1-0 Trojans, less than 15 minutes in. Maddie Eklund eludes a defender. Her crossing pass redirected in by Summer Johnson, and it's 2-0 Wayzata in the first half. And the Trojans get another before halftime. Great pass by Kiana Nickel to Eklund. She steps around the goalie and taps it in for a 3-0 lead. Wayzata gets one more goal late in the second half. Great run by Johnson sets up the easy goal for freshman Ruby Stauber. Wayzata goes to the final for a 4th straight year with a 4-1 win.
The experience have already been able to play in the Dome the previous year has allowed us to not be as nervous as other teams and allow us to play our game and literally pass the ball and have a great team effort.
And they'll play in the state championship Thursday afternoon. The final 4 teams in the Section 6 3A volleyball tournament semifinals were all ranked in the top 10 in the final Class 3A state rankings, including 3rd-seeded Wayzata and 2nd-seeded Hopkins. The Trojans are blue, and Tia Dahlia Starks gets the kill, part of a 9-1 Wayzata run as they take the lead in the first game. But Hopkins rallies and eventually wins it. Samantha Seliger-Swenson with the ace as the Royals win the first game 25-23. In game 2, Swenson with a quick set to Emmy Copy ties the score at 18 in another game that'll go right down to the wire. But Wayzata wins this one. Taylor Cranky sets to Natalie Wilson for the kill as the Trojans win 25-23. It's even at a game apiece. It's another 2-point margin in game 3. Wayzata's hit here goes long, and Hopkins pulls out a 27-25 win. Hopkins finally pulls away in game 4, winning 25-15 as the Royals win a tough 4-set match. They'll face defending state champion Eden Prairie in the Section 6 final Saturday afternoon at Benilde. In Class 2A volleyball, 2 local schools that haven't played very often in any sport met up as Park Center faced Breck. Number 4 seed Breck hosting number 5 seed Park Center in the Section 5 2A quarterfinals. Breck takes control of the opening game. Setter Michaela Robinson crossing up the defense, attacking with the left hand there. Breck takes the first game 25-17. Park Center comes out strong in the second game. Alicia Meyer sets it back to Bethany Lovehog. She gets the kill for a 17-7 Pirates lead. They keep a big lead throughout. Meyer sets it left side to Jessica Vielander, who goes cross-court for the kill as the Pirates even it up with a 25-20 win. Breck bounces back, though, in the third. Megan Russell serves up an ace late in the game as the Pirates struggle with serve receive. And then it's another ace for good measure. Russell's serve wraps up the 25-18 win for the Mustangs, and they go up 2-1. Breck controls the fourth game. Robinson sets it to Jayla Tolbert for the hammer as Breck eliminates Park Center in 4. The Mustangs meet Maple Lake in the semifinals. And that's a look at sports for today.
All right, thanks a lot, John. In Local Vote 2012, part 2 in our look at Robbinsdale School Board candidates.
There are 3 seats up for election. We heard from 2 candidates yesterday. Today, Sherry Terrell and Peter Vasseur.
Hi, I'm Sherry Terrell. For the past 5 years, I've been your representative on Robbinsdale School Board. I believe that our children are our future, and ensuring their success directly impacts the economic viability of our community and the 7 cities that Robbinsdale serves. For the past 5 years, I've been a part of a board that has done a lot of work to enhance the educational opportunities for our kids. We've maintained smaller class sizes, retained our teaching staff, and enhanced programs that directly impact our kids. I love what I do. I'm passionate about our children and our community. We've accomplished much, but there remains much to do. I'm asking for your support and your vote November 6th. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Peter Vasseur, and this is my son, Shay. I'm running for Robbinsdale School Board, and if you elect me, I'll see to it that your and my son get the best education possible.
Ron Stoffel is also running for Robbinsdale School Board among the 5 candidates there. Well, still ahead, trick-or-treaters joined by firemen in local neighborhoods on Halloween.
Plus, a Frisbee golf course planned and built by teenagers. We'll be right back. It is, of course, a big night for trick-or-treaters.
They will have some company on the streets for Halloween.
What's neat about Halloween is it's a family affair, it's a community affair. So you have moms and dads out with their kids in wagons and walking the neighborhoods.
Now, firefighters will also be out in Brooklyn Park neighborhoods Halloween night handing out candy. They'll use the fire trucks to light up the streets in some places and meet as many goblins and their families as they can. It's also a good time for indoor Halloween fun at the Plymouth Creek Center in Plymouth. Costumes are encouraged. There will be carnival games and live entertainment. It all starts at 5:30. There's a $10 admission fee at the door. There is a brand new disc golf course in Brooklyn Park thanks to 5 scouts working to become Eagle Scouts.
They cut the ribbon on the course called Eagle's Edge, and the Scouts designed and built it on property owned by Brooklyn Park Evangelical Free Church on West Broadway. The Scouts did everything themselves, including designing the course, building a bridge, putting up signs, and figuring out how to make it all fit.
Over on number 5, what we ended up doing was shooting over like a swamp, but we had difficulties with that because originally the idea was to shoot out, but we would have either gone onto the neighbor's land, which would have caused problems.
And the course is free and open to the public. And that does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Community Corner coming up next. See you tomorrow.